and welcome to my channel. My name's Andrew the Cumbrian Crafter. I've come on today to make a card for the hashtag Make Art with Martha. I'll leave a link to Martha's channel in the description box down below. The prompt that Martha has given us for this time is harvest or acorn, and I'm going to go with acorn. I'm going to make an autumn themed card. I've got a 6x6 card blank, a piece of dark green card laid on top of that, and then I'm going to use this as the top of the card. So I'm going to decorate this. I've gone around the edge already with some Distress Oxide in antique linen, and I'm going to use this stamp set here, which I think was from Temu. It's just got some lovely autumn leaves, and I'm using this leaf here, which does to me look like it could be from an oak tree. So what I'm going to do is just use my Distress Oxide. I've got Rustic Wilderness to start with, and I'm just going to give it a tiny wee little spray of water just to give it that watercolour effect. Just get wipe at the ready. I'll maybe do a couple of those. That still looks quite wet, so come in this side here. Then I think with the fossilised amber, that still looks quite wet, so I'm not going to add any more water. Too much water and it doesn't look right. I'll do another one of those down here. And then I've got some wild honey. This is quite yellowy as well. I wonder if I need something a bit more orange, I think. So I'll look for an orange one. I'll put the wild honey back. I'll use carved pumpkin instead. There's still quite a lot of water on the stamp, so I'm not going to wet it anymore. Yep. Oh. And I'm going to use aged mahogany. This is quite a wet stamp, this one. You can see it looks really wet on the stamp there. Sorry if you can hear that knocking, that is my washing machine. Trying to take off in the kitchen, down below me. Put that one on there. So then I'm going to change the stamp. I'm going to use a smaller one but the same style of leaf. I'll come back in with, let me see, probably them all if I can fit them all on. All on there. Green one on there. So it doesn't matter too much in the centre because I am going to be putting something in the middle. Put the yellow one up the top there. And the yellow one in the middle. Right, okay. So that's that part done. I'm just going to move that out of the way for now. I'm going to bring in this small piece, which I'm not sure how much this. It's like an ATC size, really, 2.5 by 3.5. Yeah, it's like an ATC size. And then a slightly bigger. I've got some craft card. I'm going to stick that on there, and that's going to sit in the middle of the card. So I'm going to stamp on here. I'm going to use this set here, which is Autumn Greetings, and it's a Globland stamp, and I love this one with the squirrel on here. So I'm just going to stamp this using my pine cone, Burst Fine Clear pine cone. It's like a dark, I call it a dark brown. Just going to stamp that directly onto there. I hope this works because this stamp sometimes doesn't work too well. See, the squirrel could have been a bit better there. You can see it hasn't lifted. I'm going to go away and stamp that, I think, again on my stamp platform, so I'll be back in a second. Right, I've stamped that again and it's picked it up a lot better using my stamp platform there. So that's ready, and I've got my craft card to stick that onto there. Oops. You can see this has been a leftover piece of card from another project. Nice to use up the scraps. Just going to stick that on there like that. And I'm going to bring this back in. Make sure I've got this the right way. I'm going to stick this card down. And I'm going to stick this one on top of there. Like that. And then this is going to go on an angle in the front of there. And you're wondering, where's the acorns? But they are coming. They're going to be the final piece of the card. So I've got 2 leaves that I've cut out here from this That's Crafty stamp set, this leaf here. Now I coloured them in with a Posca pen and it hid all of the detail, so I've just gone over myself with an embossing pen with a clear embossing powder, so you can see a nice veins back in on there. I'm going to stick that on there and that on there, and then I've already coloured in and fussy cut out some acorns from this stamp set here from Lavinia. 2 beautiful acorns, and then I'm going to stick the 2, there's 2 different sizes, so I've got some smaller ones and 2 big ones. I'm going to stick the big ones on there, and then I'm just going to dot the little ones around. So if I just put some glue on there, just a little bit. I don't mind if the leaves stand up a little bit off the card. And then I'm going to stick the acorns down, one on there, and oops, oh, I made a right mess of that. Just see if I can wipe that off. There. Stick them on there like that, and then each of these little acorns, one on there, one on there, and one on there. There we go. So that is my acorn card for Martha. And there was one other thing that I was actually going to try and do for the prompt acorn, and I went and found some acorns on a walk. There wasn't any left that had the sort of the nut still in on the cap, or the little hat, as I would call it. So there was a lot that had the hat, so I pulled the stalk off, and then I've stuck them to make some little toadstools. And I was going to try and make a scene with these, but I couldn't find anything else. I've got some round pieces of wood, you know, the bark that we made the coasters on, but I just couldn't figure out how to make a scene with them. But I thought these will come in handy, I'm sure for something. But I just thought they were cute little toadstools out of the acorns. I thought I'd show you those. So there you go. So yeah, this is my card anyway for Martha's challenge, Make Art with Martha. So thank you for watching today, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.